Alright guys, so we are back for another Dokkan battle video, and this is going to be another one of those road to Dokkan Battlefield, preparing for Dokkan Battlefield, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That's what we got here today. Again, shout outs to Animated Muscle, kind of talking with him, kind of created the idea, so of course, big respect to him. So, what we're going to be doing today is we have a few units that we're going to go ahead and Dokkan Awaken. Again, we'll go over kind of what they do, how viable they might be in certain teams, etc, etc, etc. This also might be cool, maybe for some of you global-only players to see just exactly what some of these units can do who aren't actually on global yet, or what they look like and stuff. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to Dokkan Awaken this Super Buu right here. You guys might have seen a video I put out earlier today where I was doing the Intelligence Kid Buu boss fight. Relatively, the fight is not too bad, I guess. It's just the only team I have powerful enough to take on that event on JP right now is the Extreme Tech. Obviously, Intelligence Kid Buu really fucks that one up. So here's what this Buu is right here. This is actually the Buu Descent from Ruin is what he's called. Of course, he is Super Buu. He does supreme damage, rare chance to stun. That's cool. So he goes from the Vice Shout, which is what he uses when he's undokkaned, to the Assault Rain, which is the Human Extinction attack. That's pretty cool. And he recovers 30% of damage dealt as HP, which is pretty sizable, actually, especially if you've got this guy at like SA10. His super attack is actually farmable. I have a ton of Hourglass medals, so I don't mind reversing him. I might go ahead and farm up his super attack, because you get this man the SA10, and you know, he's recovering 30% of damage dealt as HP, plus like a double LR Goku Black rotation at the same time, and you're going to be recovering health like absolutely nuts. His links are Majin, Brutal Beatdown, Metamorphosis, Infinite Regeneration, Fear and Faith, The Wall Standing Tall, and Fierce Battle. So, in terms of extreme tech, he does have Fear and Faith and Fierce Battle, which is basically all he really needs. That'll allow him to link up with Merge Zamasu, LR Goku Black, and as long as he's linking up with those two, I do think he is a solid fit for the team. Not to mention his healing ability, very, 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 very good. I will be using him on my team's Extreme Tech team moving forward. The only reason I decided not to get him the SA10 before awakening him the first time is because when Gogeta and Omega drop in 2 days, I probably will pull fire. Maybe I'll get Mass Saiyan, who knows. So I probably won't need Buu on that last slot, but, you know, just in case. Next, of course, we have our girl, Bulma-chan. As you guys know, I was very, very clear to everyone that I am Team JP. Now, my Bulma is almost 100% on global, but here on JP, of course, my Bulma-chan is 100%. Alright? Because Team JP for the win, baby. I don't care. Alright, so she is getting butterflies, Bulma Youth. Interesting. So she does supreme damage. She also does actually super attack at 9 key, which is actually, you know, that could be pretty useful. She recovers 7,777 HP per Rainbow Orb, and she has a great chance of reducing damage by 50%. So as you guys can see, I actually gave my girl 20 dodge right there. Now, Bulma is not going to be doing ridiculous high amounts of damage, you know, like a lot of your god leaders are, who you would give crit and additional and stuff to. Bulma is more of a defensive unit, so I think supplementing her great chance of reducing damage received by 50% with 20 dodge overall will make her a more viable card in the long run. I'm sure a lot of people are going to give her 10 additional and 10 crit, but I feel going the 20 dodge is probably the best way to go. And then her links, Battlefield Diva, Rival Duo, Brainiacs, Incredible Adventure, Guide into the Dragon Ball Scientist, and Shattering Limit, aka Trash, bruh. Get the trash out of the way, because she doesn't have good links. You're definitely not going to be bringing her into fights for links. Now, from this point on, the rest of the video is us awakening Super Saiyan Gotenks cards. When I hit 10,000 subs the other day, in celebration of that, I did all the multis on that recent Double Rates banner. I believe it was 5 multis, 30 stones each. I did all those multis to celebrate hitting 10,000 subs, and we pulled 500 different forms of Gotenks. Now, obviously, we'll start with the best one, the physical Gotenks right here, who is an absolute beast. Not really any other way to describe it. This guy's definitely one of the best physical units in the game, and I believe he is actually an optimal unit on Mono Physical, which is really cool. He just recently released on Global as well. This guy is called Devastating Fusion Power. So he does Supreme and Seals Super. You can get his super attack raised pretty easily with those very common the Tech Goten and the Intelligence Trunks cards. So you can pretty easily get him up to super attack 10 if you really wanted. And he does attack 100% when performing a super. So he does Supreme, he gives himself 100% attack, and he seals. Beast right there. There's not really much else for me to say. He's a monster. And then his links: Fuse Fighter, Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, Prepared for Battle, The Innocence, Fierce Battle, and Saiyan Lineage. So he fits incredibly well alongside the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, who is the 120% leader of the physical typing. I do really wish it was a different unit, you know, considering you had a couple of Fuse Fighters, you know, in the physical team already, plus, units that'll give key and stuff. It makes it ridiculously hard to get Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks' 11 key super. I'm not a fan of that type of ability, where his strongest attack is at 11 key. Just really not my type of thing, because I like to be overflowing in key and not have to try and like manage that. You know, just a little thing with me. But anyway, now we move on to the next Gotenks, the Strength Gotenks. This Gotenks is actually highly underrated. I'm telling y'all, people overlook this guy. He is overlooked because he came out alongside the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, who obviously for a long time was one of the best units in the game. You know, now obviously he's maybe not even in the top 20 with all of the 120% leads out. But, you know, the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks still a very powerful unit even to this day. On Monotech, he does fit pretty good, but he definitely overshadowed this Strength Gotenks. Now, what he does, he's actually called Heroic Victory Declaration. I do have this guy on Global as well. He does supreme damage, and he has a rare chance to stun the enemy. And his passive is attack 80% when facing only one enemy. Now, that is a good passive. When you have a restriction like that, and it's facing one enemy, fighting 2 enemies or less, fighting 3 enemies or less, those are beautiful, because the toughest fights, the hardest battles are against one fucking unit. The hardest fights, always against one unit. So, anytime a passive has a restriction like that, that is easily met when you're really going to need him. His links are Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Prepared for Battle, The Innocence, Fuse Fighter, Saiyan Lineage, and Fierce Battle. Now, one reason this guy is kind of underrated is because he has all the Saiyan links you'd need for like an LR Broly team, especially when LR Broly first dropped on Global. This Gotenks was actually a perfect, like, fit for an LR Broly team, because he could give Broly key. He could give Broly key, which was the most important thing, you know, having that Prepare for Battle and that Saiyan Lineage, because the LR cards hit so hard. Really, your main focus should always be supplementing them, making sure they're able to get that 18 key super. So this Gotenks was one of those Saiyans that helps out a lot. Again, because of when he was released, he is definitely overlooked, and I don't think he's been featured like on another banner since then. Maybe except for, well, he was definitely featured on that last Double Rates banner I pulled him on, but maybe on the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks banner. But besides that, this guy just has never really gotten his opportunity to shine. So the next Gotenks we will go ahead and awaken is actually this Gotenks right here, affectionately dubbed Dab Tanks by the community, because he is, pow, basically hitting you with an animated muscle dab right there. So we'll go ahead and Dokkan awaken this guy with medals from the new Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks stage. I guess I could have done a video on that stage as well. I will eventually. So boom, here we go. The thumbnail I'm going to be using for the video. Very, very cool. Really like this Gotenks. So as you guys can see, he Dokkan awakens from base form Gotenks into a Super Saiyan Gotenks. There is actually a Super Saiyan Gotenks of every single typing. I do not have on JP the Tech Goten yet. Crazy. Absolutely baffling, I know. But I don't have that Tech Goten. So I am missing one of the 5 Super Saiyan Gotenks that are in the game. So let's go ahead and take a look at this guy. Obviously, he's pretty good. Like, all the Super Saiyan Gotenkses are actually pretty useful. There are better options than this guy on, you know, Mono AGL, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta team. But this guy could be helpful nonetheless. Now, his leader skill is interesting enough that I should address it. It's all types 3 key, attack and defense 30%, which is interesting, but he doesn't give HP, so I wouldn't really highly recommend him. Oh, also his name is Cap of Transcendence. That's pretty cool. Okay, so he actually does supreme damage to enemy, and he lowers defense. I mean, lowering defense is interesting on a hero, like a hero card, because that's not very common, but it's still not going to do that much for you. And then attack 15% for every key sphere obtained, which, I mean, 15% is definitely a higher number than we're accustomed to seeing. But, you know, nukers aren't that crazy good. And then as far as links, of course, he has Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Prepared for Battle, Innocence, Supreme Power, Fuse Fighter, and Fierce Battle. Now, what's interesting about that is he does have Supreme Power, which is the link that will allow units to, you know, do incredibly good against the Kid Buu boss fight. Both the Intelligence Kid Buu boss fight and originally the physical one. So I guess maybe if you're struggling with that fight, he would be a good unit to bring. For now, he's definitely on my EGL team. But obviously, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll pull Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta while chasing Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta coming up. We never know what could happen. Okay, so the last unit that we will be Dokkan Awakening today is actually the SR Kid Trunks. Where did I go buy him? Here he is, right here. We'll go ahead and use more of those. I fought that Gotenks boss fight so many times today. The 3rd stage to get the medals for our AGL one, and then all the other ones. A lot. This guy is also on Global. He's pretty good. I have him, I believe, at Super Attack 10 on Global. Here, he's only Super Attack 2. Later on, I'll accumulate those Trunkses. I'll get him the SA8. Then I'll awaken him again and feed him into this one to get an SA10 one. But it's fine for now. So this guy is True Child Prodigy, Super Saiyan Gotenks. He does extreme damage, so not great. And then his passive is Intelligence and Tech Key +3. So units like that can always be useful. If this guy ever got a awakening into a TUR, he could be quite good. Because a lot of these units who used to be bad, like really bad, like AGL Super Vegeta, you know, AGL Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, units like that are getting rebirths and Dokkan Awakenings now, and they're becoming really kick-ass support units, because as the percentages get higher and higher, the percentages, like, it's just crazy buffs. Like, you factor in leader skills being up in the hundreds, and then all the you know, the potential system growth, and it just all factors in and spits out ridiculous damage. So this guy definitely does have potential in the future. Now, his links are Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Fuse Fighter, Prepared for Battle, Innocence, and Formidable Enemy. So, of course, he does have a solid enough link set. I think on Global right now, you probably could run him on, like, an LR Gohan team. I actually did, you know, do a little playing around with that. I would say that the tech version of this unit is slightly better, because he actually he's an orb changer. He creates rainbow orbs, which definitely is one of the best abilities a unit can have in the game. So I would prefer the Tech Super Saiyan Gotenks, but still, see guys, that is why the video had Gotenks in the title, is because we had 500 motherfucking Gotenks to awaken. But there it is. We are done for now. I'll see you guys next time, probably for we've got another Dokkan Awakening video to do. We're going to be doing a boss rush stream. Dokkan is really hype right now. Thanks for watching, and peace!